Hello everyone, my name is Arti and you're watching HW News. Amid the growing incidents of communal violence across the country, Congress Interim Chief Sonia Gandhi has penned an article. The article titled "The Virus Rages Among Us Attacks BJP and the Modi Government, Accusing Them of Dividing the Society." The article begins with Sonia Gandhi questioning the people of India. The question goes as following: Does India have to be in a state of permanent polarization? She said that the divisive environment is being created in the name of food choices and attire. She writes in the article, and I quote, "The ruling establishment clearly wants the citizen of India to believe that such an environment is in their best interest. Whether it is dress, it is food, faith, festival or language, Indians are sought to be pitted against Indians and the forces of discord are given every encouragement, overt and covert. History, both ancient and contemporary, is continuously sought to be interpreted to promote prejudice, animosity, and vengeance. It is a travesty that instead of utilizing our resources for creating a bright new future for the country and engaging young minds in productive ventures, time and valuable assets are being used up in attempts to refashion the present in terms of an imagined past." She further goes on to say, and I quote, "It is now well accepted that we must sustain high economic growth to create wealth that can be redistributed, raise living standards, and most of all, generate the revenues needed for social welfare programs and provide adequate employment opportunities for our youth. But the worsening environment of social illiberalism and bigotry, the spread of hatred and divisiveness, shakes the very foundation of economic growth." Sonia Gandhi then goes on to speak about the targeting of minorities in Karnataka, calling it orchestrated incidents. She also mentions bold corporate media who speaks against such incidents. However, they are also targeted by online hate trolls. She says that concerns around these issues are very real. An increasing number of our business persons have been declaring themselves as non-resident Indians in the past few years. She further says, and I quote, "There is something more insidious in this grand divisive plan to keep India in a state of permanent frenzy. All dissent and opinion that is opposed to the ideology of those in power is sought to be ruthlessly stifled. Political opponents are targeted and the full might of the state machinery is unleashed against them. Activists are threatened and sought to be silenced. Social media in particular is utilized to propagate what can only be described as lies and venom. Fear, deception, and intimidation have become the pillars of the so-called maximum governance and minimum government strategy." Further calling out the hypocrisy of the Narendra Modi government, she says that the Narendra Modi government has started the practice of celebrating November 26th as Constitution Day, but it pays obeisance to the Constitution while systematically emasculating every institution. She further asks what prevents the Prime Minister from coming down unambiguously and publicly against hate speech, whichever quarter it may emanate from. Repeat offenders roam free and there is no restraint on their use of incendiary and provocative language. Indeed, they seem to enjoy some sort of official patronage at different levels, and that is why they get away with atrocious and prosecutable statements. Now, further in a warning of sorts, Sonia Gandhi says that an apocalypse of hatred, bigotry, intolerance and untruth is engulfing our country today. If we don't stop it now, it will damage our society beyond repair if it hasn't already done so. We simply cannot and must not allow this to go on. We as a people cannot stand by and watch as peace and pluralism are sacrificed at the altar of bogus nationalism. She ends the article with a verse from Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear. Now, BJP, reacting to this article, slammed Sonia Gandhi and said that the grand old party has been spreading hatred itself since decades for the vote bank politics. However, the article comes on the day that major activities are happening in the Congress camp. At about 12 p.m. today, Congress Interim President Sonia Gandhi called an urgent high-level meeting of all the senior leaders at 10 Janpath. Several veteran leaders of the party, including Mallikarjun Kharge, K.C. Venugopal, reached 10 Janpath to attend this meeting. According to the information, along with the current political situation, the meeting also discussed upcoming assembly elections. Along with this, Congress leaders also deliberated on the Chintan Shivir. Interestingly enough, this meeting was also attended by the poll strategist Prashant Kishor. Now, Kishor's outreach to Congress has been on and off for the past few months. Prashant Kishor had earlier held meetings with the Gandhis expressing his willingness to work with the party for 2024 Lok Sabha elections. However, the talks did not go through, and in a series of interviews, Prashant Kishor openly criticized the party. However, soon after, reports started coming in about a resumption of communication between the two. Prashant Kishor recently also said that any effort of creating an opposition front without the Congress party in it will not be able to fight the BJP. Today, Prashant Kishor also attended the urgent meeting called by Sonia Gandhi. Senior Congress leaders like A.K. Antony, Ambika Soni, Digvijay Singh were also part of the meeting. Incidentally, Rahul Gandhi and Ajay Makan too were present. According to reports, Rahul Gandhi said that it should be clear what is the party's purpose and what the party wants to reach to the public. We need to make different strategies for different states. This is what Rahul Gandhi suggested in the meeting. This meeting now comes in the backdrop of Congress's poor performance in 5 states. Last month, in the assembly election results of 5 states, the party suffered heavy defeats everywhere. It is being informed that this urgent meeting has been called to re-strengthen the lost mass base of the party and to strengthen the party. That is why election strategist Prashant Kishor was also called in. Discussions of large-scale change in the party are also gaining momentum. Not only this, the party is also keeping an eye on forthcoming Gujarat Assembly elections. The party wants to strengthen itself and perform better in this state. Apart from this, the party also wants to start preparations from now for the Lok Sabha elections to be held in 2024 so that it can defeat the BJP by then. Meanwhile, there are also talks that Prashant Kishor may join the Congress party. He may soon be offered party membership. The party can soon also give him some big responsibilities in the organization. However, according to Mallikarjun Kharge, Prashant Kishor presented his strategy for the 2024 Lok Sabha election in the meeting, and to discuss the strategy, Sonia Gandhi has appointed a group of senior leaders. They are expected to send her a report on what they think about this strategy. The point to note here is that Sonia Gandhi has once again been active in the party decisions. The G23 leaders have often questioned why the party does not have a full-time president. However, it seems that Sonia Gandhi, despite her health concerns, took the task upon herself to lead the party. The party has also recently concluded its membership drive, adding 2.6 crore new members. The party chief Sonia Gandhi also enrolled herself as a part of the initiative. Former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh became a digital member of the party on Thursday, while former Congress chief Rahul Gandhi was one of the first leaders to be enrolled as a digital member on the very first day of the drive on November 1st. Now, unlike previous years, the CWC this time has also decided to implement the digital membership drive in addition to the standard paper membership process for the period of 2022 and 2027. This is what the party said. With the Congress organizational polls underway, the party would have a new party president between August 21st and September 20th this year, and thereafter elections to the CWC would be held by October at the All India Congress Committee plenary session. The elections at the Congress district committee levels for deciding local presidents, vice presidents and treasurers will happen between June 1st and July 20th. Election to PCCs would be held between July 21st and August 22. So, it seems that Sonia Gandhi is very much back in action. According to reports, the decision in Congress now have Sonia Gandhi's stamp. She has been raising the key issues in the parliament instead of her son and former president of the Congress, Rahul Gandhi. Recently, the Congress also asked for resignation from the state leadership in the state where it lost. Many thought only the resignation of Navjot Singh Sidhu would be sought, but the decision was taken to send a message while also maintaining a fine balancing act. According to reports, she also recently told Party MP Shashi Tharoor without mincing words that he cannot attend a seminar on an invitation from the CPIM. This is particularly important as her son Rahul Gandhi is an MP from Kerala and the left is the main adversary there. She has been meeting members of the so-called G23, that is group of 23 dissenters, in batches, hearing them out and trying to find a way to ensure that the party does not split. But manning a divided party is not new for Sonia Gandhi. The story of how Sonia Gandhi took over a divided Congress and led it to a victory is time immemorial in the history of Indian politics. We can always debate whether the means were right or wrong. So it was in December 1997 that Sonia Gandhi suddenly announced a reversal of her 7-year-long stand to never take part in politics. She declared that she would canvass for the Congress party in the parliamentary polls due in March 1998, even though she had refused to do so 2 years earlier. Even then, while campaigning, from every podium, she proclaimed that her reason for jumping into the electoral fray was to save India from the cynicism driving those who use religion and caste to divide the country. Her target was clearly the BJP. For its part, the Saffron Party also worried about Sonia Gandhi more than any other Congress leader. They thought that she might blunt the seemingly unstoppable pro-BJP wave. Once again, she stands at the same stage with the same issues in hand. But this time, the difficulty comes more from inside than outside. Apparently, all the three Gandhis have their own coteries, and these coteries are often said to be not getting along well. At a time when young versus old divide also rearing its head, will Sonia Gandhi be able to bridge the divide within the party and repeat the 2004 magic is something that we have to see. Also, with Prashant Kishor on board, what changes with the Congress party? It will be very interesting to see. Do let us know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. Also, as I say always, please, if you want to contribute to us beyond liking and sharing our content, if you like the journalism that we do, then please do go to our website www.hwnews.in/support and choose the subscription plan that suits your budget. When you contribute, you help us not only survive but also thrive. You also help independent media grow in India. Thank you so much.